I think he's wearing ballet shoes. Hi, my name is Julian Adams and welcome to Simplified Safety. And today we're going to look at some platform fails. That's not safe. So right here, you've got a forklift holding a platform with another platform attached to it extending way out. That's being tied down by some straps here. Any scaffolding system that you have cannot extend 12 inches beyond the support system, unless it can withstand the required load without tipping, which is at least 4 times the intended load plus its own weight. I don't think that's happening here. The other issue is that there is no fall protection. He's not tied off, there's no guardrail. So make sure you're using a platform that can appropriately reach the area you need to do the work, and make sure you're using the proper fall protection. So in this picture right here, we've got a makeshift scaffolding system, which there are a number of things wrong. One, scaffolding needs to be designed by a qualified person. This does not look like it was designed by a qualified person. You can tell by just the way that it's just kind of slapped together with a pallet right on top. Which brings to another thing, that when you're designing a scaffolding system, it needs to be a stable system. It cannot be unstable, not the platform, not the supports. And lastly, anytime you're working 10 feet or more in a scaffolding system, you need to have fall protection, and that's not anywhere here. So make sure you have some form of fall protection. Use an appropriate height ladder or an appropriate scaffold system designed by a qualified person. Okay, I think the text at the bottom says it all. If he only had something to lift him up a little bit higher. It's important whenever you're using an aerial lift that you are in the basket of the lift, that you're on the flooring. You cannot stand on the guardrails. They're not rated for that. So what you can do here is just use it properly. Tie yourself off to the basket, raise it up to the appropriate height, and don't stand on the rails.
Or just use the ladder over here. I'm Julian Adams and not an AI they used during editing for this clip.
So right here we have a common scaffold system, and I can see right at the top that it's tied off, so good job. However, my concern is right at the bottom. You've got bricks set up to basically elevate the scaffolding system. That's a big no-no in OSHA. Anything that you use to raise the level of a scaffold needs to be approved by the manufacturer, and it has to be stable. You cannot use any unstable objects like bricks to raise up your scaffold. I don't even think I need to tell you what's wrong with this. Obviously, we've got this guy right here acting as a platform, not okay, not a stable surface, not able to support the required weight. I mean, that's kind of silly. I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. Don't use a person for a platform. They're people, not platforms. I think he's wearing ballet shoes. I'm not sure. The guy who's standing on the top of the ladder looks like he's wearing ballet shoes. So make sure you're wearing appropriate footwear, but don't stand on the top stair of the ladder. In this situation, really, scaffolding could work. A ladder jack platform could work. Just a taller ladder could work. There's so many different ways to do this safely that they are just ignoring.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of OSHA violations.
Yeah, that's not safe. I think it's pretty easy to see that no platform system should be swaying like that. Any scaffold system that has a 4:1 ratio for its height to base needs to be tied off at regular intervals so that doesn't happen. Also, clear off all that rubble so you're not slipping and falling and hurting yourself other ways. I could just hear the dad rock blasting on this one. Okay, so he's got the right idea by wanting to use the platform. The way that he's built it, not so much. You can't really use the step ladder here because of the units down here. However, he's got this piece of plywood just loosely sitting on top of the unit itself, which we have no idea if it's rated for the proper load, and a ladder. And either way, nothing here is tied down. It's could easily move. And if that happens while he's using that tool, I don't think I have to tell you how dangerous that is. I have seen worse. Good job on at least using some straps to tie down the ladder. However, you're still not supposed to use a ladder on top of a scaffolding system unless you have very specific requirements met, and I don't see those being met here. The scaffolding system itself needs to be tied down somewhere so that is stable. I know it's inside someone else's home. I know that could be difficult, but it's better for you and the customer that that scaffolding system doesn't tip. That chandelier looks pretty expensive, so. Yeah, this home renovation project is gonna turn into a hospital trip. So you've got a wooden plank just jutting out over the guardrail, sitting on top of a ladder, which looks like a person on the backside acting as a counter lever. This is not a safe option. So here, just use an appropriate ladder or platform right from the ground level. This way you don't put yourself and others at risk or have to act like Spider-Man hanging from a chandelier. And that does it for today's fail compilation. Remember, people are people, not platforms. Use the proper PPE, the correct platforms, and some common sense. If you have any questions, please reach out to one of our fall protection experts. Again, my name is Julian Adams. Thank you for watching and have a safe day.